Nigeria army to release over 300 suspects cleared of being members of Boko Haram. The Nigerian army has said it will free more than 300 people suspected of being part of the Boko Haram Islamic insurgency. It comes after a court in the northeastern Borno state, the heartline of the insurgency, ruled there was no evidence they committed any crimes. Defense spokesperson Major General Edward on Thursday said the 313 suspected people were prosecuted by the Department of Prosecution, part of the Ministry of Justice, and will be released. The military has transferred them, including men, women, and children, to the Borno state government for proper reintegration into society. The Nigerian authorities handing of suspects, many who have been detained for long periods without trial, has come under intense scrutiny by humanitarian groups who say they often infringe on suspects' rights. As of February 2018, some of the Boko Haram cases heard in central Nigeria had been heard without trial since 2010, according to the Justice Ministry's statement, which said the prosecution council could not charge them with any offense due to lack of sufficient evidence against them. The jihadist group Boko Haram grabbed headlines worldwide with its 2014 kidnapping of more than 217 schoolgirls from the town of Chibok. The outrage sparked a global campaign for their return, tag Bring Back Our Girls. April 12th will be the 10th anniversary of the kidnapping, yet dozens of the girls have not been found. Boko Haram began staging its insurgency in 2009 to overthrow the government and establish an Islamic State. Tens of thousands have been killed and more than 2 million people forced to flee their homes, spanning one of the world's humanitarian crises. Well, I'm so happy for those 313 individuals who will be released. And I do not know why they were kept for so long. You know, the justice system in Africa is very, very slow. I think Nigeria is even the worst. If you are arrested under any suspicious activities, especially when it comes to terrorism, then you are in for a long haul. You are really, really in for a long haul because before you will be released, it will be a really, really difficult task. But nevertheless, we are happy that those guys are being released, and we will hope that the Nigerian authorities will provide them with with the necessary skills and ability and the needs that will enable them reintegrate into society. And we wish them all the best. So let's move on to our next story for the day. Nigerian court has sentenced a Chinese man to death for killing his girlfriend. A Nigerian court on Tuesday sentenced a Chinese national to death after finding him guilty of killing his girlfriend, a government official told the Associated Press, vowing to recommend execution if he unsuccessfully appeals the ruling. Frank Gang was convicted by a local court in northern Nigeria's economic hub of Kano State. Kano Justice Commissioner Haruna said Gang had pleaded not guilty. This is a signal that whoever is coming to a society should be prepared to comply with the extant laws of that society. Death sentences for capital offenses are common in Nigeria and sometimes involve foreigners. A Danish man in 2022 was sentenced to die by hanging for killing his wife and daughter. However, executions rarely occur as they require approvals by state governors. Only two warrants for death sentence have been signed since 1999, according to Inibahi Effiong, a Nigerian human rights lawyer. Gang was accused of stabbing his girlfriend, 22-year-old Yomokusom Sani, in September 2022 at a Kano residence. Local media quoted him as saying he stabbed her in self-defense. He has up to 3 months to appeal his sentence at Nigeria's Court of Appeal. This is a very tragic news, and like I never ever enjoy when someone dies. I never ever think that no matter what someone has done, they should get a death penalty, because I personally feel that killing them won't solve anything. Well, this is my own personal opinion. I just think that they should get life sentence, right? They should spend their entire life behind bars than just killing them, because sometimes there might be a mistake somewhere, right? Something might have gone wrong somewhere. And if that individual is killed, and after a couple of years, it's been found out that there was a mistake made somewhere, how do we resolve this? Where do we go from here? So that is why I have always been against the death penalty, because I personally feel that it doesn't really accomplish anything. It doesn't deter people from committed crimes. It doesn't do anything. If there's one thing that it does, is just killed people for no obvious benefit. Well, but then again, this is my own personal take. Uh, I sympathize with the family of Sani, and I hope they find solace, or they find um, compassion, or they find peace, knowing that justice has been served. So let's move to our next story for the day. Nigerian parent unites with their children who were in captivity. Parents of more than 130 Nigerian school children who were rescued after more than 2 weeks in captivity said they saw them on Wednesday, and that they couldn't hold back tears of joy during their long awaited reunion. The meeting, 3 days after the children were freed, took place at a government facility in the city of Kaduna, where the children are staying while receiving medical support. The parents and a teacher told the Associate Press. The parents said they cried and danced as they hugged their children for the first time since March 7, when motorcycle riding gunmen seized them from their school in the remote town of Kuriga in the northeastern Kaduna state and forced them to march to nearby forests amid gunfire. I am very happy and filled with joy, Shatu Abdullahi, whose 14-year-old daughter was among those kidnapped, said after the meeting. It was unclear when the children, who range in years from under 10 to 15, would be allowed to go home. The local authorities have not responded to queries from the AP about the case. The parents said the government has promised to do so this week. One staff member who was taken along with the 137 students died in captivity, military officials have said. Ibrahim said he broke down in tears as he embraced his 13-year-old daughter, and added that the rest of the family are eager to see her home. Free by the Nigerian military on Sunday from a forest about 200 kilometers to the north in neighboring Zamfara state. The school children have been receiving medical support from the military and the government. This is, in fact, a very important news, and we are so happy for these children to be home. I just hope that more security will be put in place to ensure that a thing like this doesn't happen. Because more too often we find school children being taken by these kidnappers. And you ask yourself, how come the kidnappers are able to do this again and again and again? How come the Nigerian authorities cannot put measures in place to safeguard children when they go to school? What is the purpose of having a police, a government, if they cannot protect the people of the country? What is their purpose? It's not like we always have to leave these children to be kidnapped, then we go and rescue them. No, 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 no. That shouldn't be the case. Because during this process, some people might lost their life. We have to be proactive. We have to prevent issues like this from happening in the first place, not just rushing to rescue people. But to the Nigerian authorities, this seems to be falling on deaf ear. They rather go rushing after the children than putting measures in place to safeguard them. What a pity. What a pity. But then again, we are happy that as these children have been rescued, we are so happy that they will soon be united with their families. And we hope they get the support and care they need after going through such a traumatic event. We hope they really get the support they need, because believe me, they need it a lot. They really do need it. But you guys out there, let's hear your take on the stories we covered today. What might be the reason why we keep on hearing kidnapping in Nigeria, and day in, day out, the Nigerian authorities are unable to bring these things to bed, to bring these kidnappers to account? Why? Why? Why can't they protect people? Why? Why? So let's hear your take. Please leave us a comment in the comment section below. And also, do not forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel, because that helps us a lot. And we shall ever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.